Hey everyone, welcome to day two of the ladder tournament. I am here with Ketrock. Hey, how you doing?
Too bad. Not too bad. Looking forward to these games.
Yeah, should be some awesome fun.
Yeah.
Uh, Ketrock's bot didn't quite make it into the tournament, but we
No,
made a nice,
not even
decent
close.
run at the end.
It was
So
functional for the last week, so I'm happy with that.
yeah, that's all good. But yeah, we've got a bunch of games coming up to you today. A lot of fun. We're going to be specifically focusing on Gensibot against Kagamin first off, and then we've got Tira against additional pylons, Strelok against Spiny, and then Spiny versus additional pylons. Then we have Strelok versus Kagamani, and then we're going to round off the day with Gensibot against Tia. Um, some really fun matches in there, it looks like.
Yeah, some really good bots too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I'm
they
looking forward to
haven't.
see Genzi bot. He's been putting a lot of work into his bot. I see it's taking some games off Micro Machine on the AI arena ladder. So
Yeah, hopefully, should be good. We
yeah,
saw Micro Machine dominating pretty hard last night. So, uh, anyway, uh, let's get into the first game. Anyway, should we bring that
yeah,
up?
I'll
Do
load it up
you?
now.
Oh, wait, wrong one.
I think even HJax is back and working on Kagamini again. I'm not sure
Yeah,
if he's committed any changes of
uh,
late, but
I don't
he's
think there
definitely
was an
working on it.
update, but yeah, it's definitely working. Anyway, let me know when we're ready to go.
All right. Yeah, I'm ready.
Going in three, two, one, go. Okay, so Kagamine is up in the top right, our Zerg bot, returning bot.
Mm-hmm.
And down in the bottom left, Gensibot. Uh, yeah, he finished second on the main ladder, so expecting a lot out of him.
Yeah, he's
Certainly
very strong.
top seed in this group. Um,
And definitely won't be a quick, cheesy game because I know Kagamani likes to respond to what he scouts and otherwise be droning as hard as he can. And
yeah,
Genji Bot usually tries to take a defensive opener where he
yeah.
tries to expand and get into the mid game.
So we could be waiting a few minutes for our first attack here, but
Yeah,
um, it's not
that's a
always
nice
the
change of
case.
pace.
I think Gensibot does like to send out a couple of Reapers and do a bit of harassment at least. So
Yeah, I feel his Reapers are a little more for scouting, I think, whereas
yeah,
Micro Machines are, have the possibility of winning the game right at the start. So
yeah, it done that a few times against my bot. Um, had some interesting games against Micro Machine where I'd send a bunch of zealots in, and Micro Machine would come out and take a Reaper to my base and would basically just be base trading. Really, unfortunately, Micro Machine had the better follow up, but
yeah,
no.
I always say slow zealots versus a bot may as well not even take out their side blades because when you face a
Yeah,
bot that can kite, those slow zealots almost never get to attack.
yeah, it's very difficult, especially against the top bots now. Um, yeah, so
Yeah, so it looks like they're both getting a worker scout off.
yeah,
We got a hatch first from Kagamene, and we got a
yeah.
looks like a gas barracks into a fast command center out of Genzi bot.
So nothing really crazy in the early game. Uh,
No,
First Reaper is coming out for Gensi. So
I guess he responds by what he scouts because I definitely seen him take a factory before a command center before versus Zerg. So I
yeah,
guess if he sees the hatchery first, he decides to go command center himself.
yeah, it makes sense. Especially it's the hallmark of Zerg. If you see that first hatchery coming down, you can be pretty sure you're not facing anything too crazy.
Yeah, so first Reaper has arrived, and we got maybe 15 seconds before the Queen pops. So let's see if he could get a drone or two here.
Go on pretty
There
low
goes one.
health.
Yeah.
Might be able to get two.
Now for humans, if
Yep.
you can get one drone, it's considered really good. So he's
Yeah,
already Reaper's already paid for itself, more or less.
against me on ladder, it's normally three or four, but
Yeah.
but this is AI level, a lot better level than me. So.
Versus me, I don't lose anything to the Reaper, but I forget to make workers for like 3 minutes. So I get too distracted and lose the game
Yeah,
that way.
yeah, I know that feeling. So then you look down and your work account's at like 25, and you're like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god, it's 10 minutes in."
Okay, so 1-1-1 out of Genzi bot. He's getting a quick starport, and it looks like he's going to be swapping it onto a tech lab.
Yeah, also sending
Quite
out
sure
some
what that'll be for.
Hellions, maybe. So it's looking for a few crispy Zerglings or drones.
Yeah, he doesn't always do it, but Gen Z's TVZ looks maybe the most human of any bot play I've seen, where he starts to do like
Yeah,
multi-prong harass and picking up medevacs and marines and retreating and
yeah,
sending Hellions up the front.
yeah.
Looks very
So
much like a human TVZ,
yeah,
but it's
or
not
at
always
least
the case versus Zerg. So we'll see what he does this game.
a high-level human TVZ. So yeah, but that's one thing that Gen Z bot is quite good at, is like doing multiple different attacks at the same time, possibly. So
Hmm.
I mean, him and Micro Machine are both very good at that. And obviously, the only other bot I've seen do that really well is Perfect Split, which just has everything all over the place.
Yeah,
But
Micro Machine's more of an everything all over the place too.
yeah,
I think Gen Z puts a little more attention into like his army as a whole. Like when should I move
yeah,
out? When should I retreat? Where Micro Machine is just like, let me send out everything and have them all
yeah,
micro individually.
yeah.
I
I,
mean,
th- I think
not
that's
completely, but more
possibly
so than Gen Z, I think.
yeah, that's possibly one of his big strengths, is just that those bots that you program to say send your army here or send your army here, they don't work against Micro Machine, because Micro Machine needs your army to be in several different places at the same time.
Hmm.
And there's not many bots on the ladder that actually do that at the moment. But there we see Hellions versus Zerglings. Crispy Zerglings.
They are crisped out. Let's see what he's going to do about these Hellions here.
Just
Looks like
more
the Hellions are ignoring the
Zerglings.
hatchery and going for some more wing
Yeah,
kills. That was a good choice.
he almost gets one of those Hellions. Oh, closed. One more hit, and it's down.
No speed on the Zerglings yet.
I
And
think I just
no,
saw
he does have
the
speed.
wings
Never
come
mind.
out. Yeah, yeah, there's speed there.
Oh, there it is.
But yeah, those Zerglings have wings, and crispy Zergling wings even better. They're better than crispy
Agamani's
chicken
Zergling
wing.
micro is actually really cool. It does it runs beyond its target to
Yeah,
get a then attacks. So it gets like a nice full surround on them.
yeah.
Really keeps him from able to kite or retreat. Notice how he's not attacking here. He's trying to get behind
Yeah, you could get
the
a good
Hellions.
surround on that one Hellion, I think, but
Yeah.
not quite.
Hellions are just fast enough that he can't quite get that
Yeah,
wraparound he's looking for.
I did manage to pick off one of the Marines, though, that wandered into the wrong territory.
Look at this single Viking going around picking off overlords.
It's a really
Just the
good
little
tactic.
details is really cool.
Yeah, it's a really good tactic against Zerglings. Especially, like, I think it's Spiny who likes to send out overlords to, like, every position on the map as well. So if you can carry on around with a couple of flying units and take them out, that's really setting the Zerg back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kagamania doesn't so much block bases with his overlords, but he does like to constantly be sending them out and
Yeah.
scouting with them. So this Viking's going to get quite a few kills. I'm going to guess his kill count will get into the double digits before it perishes.
It's on 3 at the moment. Gensibot's kind of persisting with Hellions into Zerglings, and the Zerglings aren't really getting a lot done. So, although, well, you get the sense the Hellions can't really push on to creep much, so Zerglings will very easily take them out. Interesting to see the kill count on these Hellions as well. So it's 9, 6, 6. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
expecting a few more kills, to be honest.
well, the Zerglings are faster, so if they stop to attack, they're going to get surrounded.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's actually smart that when he retreats, he's not attacking when he can.
yeah,
And since Kagamania has logic to kind of stop the pursuit at some point, that's when he can get a shot off.
yeah. So 16 kills on that Hellion there.
Wow. Yeah, we got 70 units lost for the Zerg, so that's quite a few Zerglings.
Yeah, I think our record of that Hellion gets taken out. I think our record of units lost is, I think there was 800 and something Marines lost in one game of a tournament a couple of years ago, which is currently our record. That was fairly bloodthirsty.
Yeah, these overlords are still being fed to the Viking. Viking is up to 6 kills now.
6 kill count on that.
And here comes the Marine harass from the south. He's going to stim in, find some
Yeah, there's
Hydras and Zerglings, and I like that. Like, he sees a threat and he picks up, goes away, and then goes out to heal.
it does get a couple of those Marines there. That looks like that medevac might go down, but not quite yet. So it's just leaving that poor Marine to die. Do 8 kills on that Viking there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Kagamini goes a little overboard on his Overlord scouting.
Yeah.
He loses one, he sends in another. He loses that one, he sends in another. And
I'm not
over
sure
time, that adds up to quite a bit of resources.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's actually doing with that information, though, or if he's reacting to it well. So...
Let's see, Kagamini's up to 16 Hydras and a handful of Zerglings. 18 Hydras now.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like an army that's going to be able to deal with Liberators and Siege Tanks, though, so I'm getting a little worried.
No, it's just waiting for the Siege Tanks to really come out and do a lot of damage. But if you can sit that over in one of the bases, that's going to deal with it pretty quickly.
Infestation Pit only just started now, so we're not going to be seeing any Hive units anytime soon, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here we go, the double prong harass with the double medevac Marine again. We got one in the north, and we got one in the
north.
south.
Looks like the one in the south is going to get cleaned up with the Hydras pretty easily, although the one in the north is just coming over.
Yeah, much like a human, when he sees too much, kind of picks up, pulls away, and then drops out to heal.
Well, this one looks like it's getting a fair bit done. Well, I think we're seeing the rest of the Hydras coming in and the pick up and run.
Almost picked off a medevac there.
Yeah. And I think
Kagamini is one of the better bots at dealing with multi-prong harass, though.
Yeah.
He doesn't kind of send his whole army at one attack. He'll be able to split it up.
Yeah. We see a pretty big attack here in the...
what a terrible location to attack those Hydras.
Yeah.
Yikes, that was scary. Yeah, and this is what I was worried about. All these tanks and Liberators. It's just not something Hydras can deal with.
No. And I do like the way Gensybot decides to scan to pick off all the creep there as well. But coming up this ramp is going to be problematic. Oh no.
Yeah, nice little concave, but once those siege tanks siege up...
Yeah. I was wondering if those Zerglings were going to get on top of the siege tanks before they had any chance, but it looks like he's safe at the moment.
Yeah, Zergling Hydra is just not going to be able to do well against this. You need maybe Bailings to take out the Marine count first, or you need some higher tech units like Ultras or Blue Lords.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Kagameki can recover, but I'm guessing when he gets in a bad spot, he just starts holding down the Z key and wants to flood those Zerglings in.
Yeah, and I think if you look at the army count at the moment, it's pretty low, and he just needs to... It's going to be very difficult from here for him to pull off anything, I think.
Actually, you're British, and I'm Canadian. He held down the Z key.
Ah.
It's not a Z key.
I think people understand these days. Yeah, Americans have their own.
No, we get to be right this time. Even if the alphabet song doesn't rhyme properly.
Yeah. I don't know. You just need to be British to make it rhyme. If you're British, anything rhymes. It's just... That's the way we work.
Because he's drunk all the time? Or how does that work?
Just we have no poetic sense whatsoever. So
I see.
We can just, yeah.
Yeah, not looking good here. Kagamini's resources are nothing. Yeah.
No.
So every 50 minerals is going into 2 Zerglings, which immediately run to their suicide. So.
Yep, and here come the 2 Zerglings. Oh. Right. I think we're pretty much calling this done at this point. There's really no army left at all. Just 1 Hydra, 7 Zerglings. So I might fast forward this to the end, because it's just going to be a clean-up from here. So yeah, Gensybot taking a pretty impressive win early on.
Yeah, the game went right how he wants it to go, basically.
Yeah, those early exchanges were pretty interesting with the Hellions coming through.
Get that
I don't know.
cost-efficient harassment, and
Yeah,
then kind of just push out when you hit that ultimate armor he's hoping
yeah.
to get to. Yeah. Impressive crease spread, though, if you look at the map.
Oh yeah. Like there will be nowhere for Gentry to expand from here. So, but yeah, so pretty impressive first win there for
Yeah,
Gensibot.
GG. That was a good
Uh,
game, actually. I got to see what both bots are really capable of.
yep, nice macro game. Um, so let's move on to our next match, shall we? Next up,
Sure.
we have Tier up against Additional Pylons. Tier was talking to me a while back saying he's never managed to qualify for a semi-final for one of these tournaments, so he's certainly hoping to this time. Um,
Well, he was the grand champion of the ESL tournament, so.
yeah, so
How does the
probably.
tournament work with knowing your opponent?
So we have the player IDs, which are stable throughout the tournament, but they change from the ladder. Um,
Okay, so it's reset at the beginning of the tournament, and then
yes, yeah,
okay,
and that they basically once they generated the player ID at the start of the tournament, they'll have that through the rest of the tournament. Um, so with updates, obviously we allow the authors to update after the first week of games, and then after the second week of games, we carry on that bot all the way through to the championship rounds.
I
Um,
see.
cool. So well, let me know when you're ready to go.
Yeah, ready when you are.
Cool. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so it's another PvP. Um, down here in the bottom right, we have tier, and up in the top left, additional pylons. Additional pylons historically done pretty well in these tournaments,
Yeah, they
but
both seem interesting, but strong
yeah,
bots to me. I mean, every Protoss bot, it's almost like the same in my head. They're just all bots that make
yeah.
Tempests, and I die too. So I'm not quite sure like who's the stronger between all these,
I,
sharpened edge and tier and additional
are
pylons.
you saying that all Protoss just look the same? Are you being racist against Protoss
Uh,
here?
they all know how to kill me very easily. I'll put it that
Fair
way.
enough. But yeah, so yeah, someone's asking. I don't think additional pylons has been updated for this tournament, but that might not matter. He's still very, very strong. Um, sending out probe scout as we
I would
have
love
an
to see Protoss bots make more use of probe harass at the start of the game, especially versus Terran.
yeah,
It could be really strong, and the way shield regen works, so you can kind of keep it going forever until the first army units pop out.
yeah, and especially against Terran that have to build their buildings on location, so you
Yeah,
can really slow them down with that.
and you can break bots in this weird ways. If your probe happens to be standing in a location where the Terran wants to build a structure or something.
Yeah, and we actually saw that in the final of our season 7 tournament, where we had, I think it was perfect split against Tychus, and Tychus was basically just hatch blocking perfect split the entire time, and it really threw him off, which was a fun one. We have a proxy pylon here from Tier, so
Yeah, but it has been scouted by additional pylons, so I'm not sure what logic he
yeah.
has built in for this, but he saw that pylon as soon as it was placed, and now he's going to see the robo as soon as it's placed.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's got all the information. I
Yeah, but
wonder.
what can he do with it? Um,
Don't like his response so far. His first response was to build a second gateway before the cyber core. I feel
uh,
like the cyber core would be key to making this hold.
yeah,
Gets you the shield batteries, the stalkers, maybe your own robo.
yeah. I think the problem with that is that uh, stalkers against immortals, which I think would probably be coming out of here, is not a good option. Um,
Yeah, but better than zealots, which is his only
uh,
option at the moment.
yeah, I don't know. I think zealots can work well against immortals in enough numbers if you position
Yeah,
them
it's true. I
right.
mean, you're right. I mean, emeralds are meant to hard counter armored units, but
Yeah,
yeah, zealots without charge, I'm not a fan of in for bot versus bot games.
no, definitely not. Um,
Um,
you can still corner the units though, and immortals are a lot slower than zealots.
Yeah,
So,
and you can buy a lot of time if nothing else.
yeah,
It'll take a long time for Immortals to kill Zealots. Okay, Cybercore are finally on the way. Building 2 Zealots at a time. So taking advantage
yeah,
of his larger economy, that's for sure. But double Robo Proxy, I am very scared for
yeah.
additional pylons. I'm not sure if Tier
It's-
still does this, but I played him once where he uh, ferried units to the high ground of the main using Warp Prism.
Could be an
So
option
he sets
for
out
him
the Warp
here.
Prism right on the edge of your base, and then just like sends units through it. It's kind of cool.
Or that might be an option for him here. He does have a couple of mortals on the way. And there doesn't seem to be a lot at home for additional pylons here. Well, he's getting a robo now. Might be a little bit too late though.
Yeah, well, I mean, like a lot of zealots to buy time with. So
Yeah,
at minimum, you should at least get a 1 immortal for the halfway through the fight.
yeah.
It all depends when Tier decides to make his push. There's a
Oh,
Warp Prism on the
oh,
way from
yep.
Tier. I wonder if he has any Warp Prism micro built in. Oh, that is not a place to expand.
No, 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 little Proby. Don't even try it. Oh,
Yeah, so
yeah,
trying to take a third when he scouted a proxy. That's
yeah.
interesting.
I mean, he's already a base ahead, so if he can find a way to hold this, he will be in the lead. Um,
Yeah, and like every second that goes on is a second that additional pylons is mining more than Tier.
yeah,
So time is a friend to additional pylon here.
and he
Warp
does.
Prism is Warp Gate is going to finish in time. Looks like for the attack as well. Oh, he is
Oh, and
ferrying
there we
units up,
go. Oh,
but kind of a long distance to get them up there.
yeah, and it's very difficult to track this fight. It looks like additional pylons is just about holding this at the moment. Um, although he is getting one. This one of them all's been taken down. Oh, and there's a lot of units here from Tier.
Mortal is
Oh,
out though now from
yep,
additional pylons. Warp Gate is also completed. Let's see what warping he'll make for his first cycle. But he's got some money.
yeah. He should be wanting a couple of Zealots and
Gets the
Stalkers
Immortal
now.
down.
Oh, that Immortal is so low! Oh, and it's
Another Immortal
finally
down.
taken out. Yeah,
Okay, now this is a situation can go either way now. We do got even a cannon in the main base for additional pylon.
yep. And it looks like another Immortal's about to pop out, so you should get that.
Yeah, I think I'm liking additional pylons here. I mean, he's obviously behind on the army count at the moment, but he has the capability of turning this around with his greater economy.
Yeah, but
It's
his
a close
another
one.
Immortal goes down, so that might make a difference there. He's warping in more units. I can't see where he's warping them to though. Yeah. Zealot really isn't doing a lot there. Can use
Trying to
lots
rebuild that
more.
forge, though. I wish he'd spend his money just on units.
Yeah, getting more units now would be the optimum.
Oh boy, that's 3 immortals. Okay, I changed my mind.
Yeah, that's
This is looking pretty bad now.
this is looking pretty bad for additional pylons at the moment.
If only I can get a forge.
Forge is not what you want. It feels like
Another
a suicide
immortal out.
mission. Yeah, it feels like a suicide mission for those probes. Like, get me a forge. Oh. So yeah, this one looks to be pretty over.
I feel like Tyr coded that back before Warp Prism had the long pickup range.
Yeah,
Because he could just set up the Warp Prism on the high ground and then ferry troops up that way. He doesn't have to keep going back and forth.
yeah,
And that way he could warp in at the same time as ferrying.
yeah. So I'm gonna call this one done and start the fast forward now. I think.
Still trying to make that forge.
Oh, poor guys.
He's built it like 7 times. Maybe like 17 times.
Yeah. So many dead probes. And finally the probes go on the offensive, but to no avail. If only he had a brain. But computers don't have brains.
Yeah. He spelled forge wrong. If only I had a forge.
Well, that's what it seems like he was going for. But yeah, very quick win there for Tia. So starts off the group pretty well. Right, I think now we're going to go into some of the replays of the games that we're not streaming,
Okay.
if you like. So first up, we had Strelok against Tyr. Tyr looked like he wanted to send out a nice little worker rush.
Nice.
And, yep, starts. It's exactly what you were saying about disrupting the Terran's production with your workers.
Yeah,
Tyr
this is
probably takes that to the extreme.
yeah, you say that again.
Oh, and
The only thing I'm really proud of in my bots is its pro brush defense. That's the one thing I got down pat.
yeah. So yeah, he does a good job with all of this. Tyr was one of the first people to bring in the pro brushes, and yeah, Strelok has a weird way of doing this, where he just load his SCVs in from the command center, in and out. Doesn't really help him a lot against this, unfortunately.
No, but it's something a lot of bot authors I think forget about, the
Yeah.
fact that you can hide SCVs inside command centers. I'm sure there's cases where it comes in handy.
So eventually Strelok does kind of recover, but by that time Tyr has enough stalkers out on the field.
Oh, it actually transitioned into that's
Yeah,
interesting.
Strelok managed to defend it just about by sending his command center across the other side of the map. But yeah, at this point it's GG pretty much. Next up would be additional pylons versus Kagamine. Kagamine sends out a lot of Zerglings and then just runs them all back. It's just some
Yeah.
Zergling exercise. But having Zealots generally win pretty well against Zerglings.
Yeah, I mean, if Genzi's Hellion Micro wasn't so good, we might have seen Kagamania get some work done with those Zerglings early in that game as well.
Yeah.
Wow, Zealots just rips through that.
Crazy.
Zealots versus Zerglings is one of those matchups where those upgrades are super important. The Zealots have one more attack upgrade and the Zerglings have armor upgrades, and they do 50% more damage.
That's crazy.
Turns like a 3-shot kill into a 2-shot kill.
Yeah. That's insane. But yeah, I generally find Zealots can be very, very strong units. You can just mass them up, as I found out in my bot quite a lot. Yeah, I'm going to use some more tactics next time. I find the problem is I get so... I spend a lot of time sort of like setting up the ladder and doing everything like that. I don't have a lot of time to put in my own bot at the moment. So.
Yeah, your bot even beats my bot sometimes. There's this one moment of weakness I kind of have in my early game, and that's usually the moment where you come rolling in with like 12 Zealots or something. So if you catch me right at that right moment, you just walk right through me.
Yeah, I do have other tactics now. They're just like buggy and like trying to figure out all the bugs.
Yeah, that's right now too. I'm trying to add a second strategy. It's handicaps my progress because it takes a long time to...
So yeah, here we have a nice win for additional pylons. And next up would be Gensi coming up against Spiny.
Ooh. These are two of the... definitely two of the top 5 bots here.
Yeah.
At least in my mind.
Yeah, it's, I find Spiny does kind of like suffer in certain matchups, especially against Terran, I find. But, certainly a very, very strong bot.
Yeah. Well, he the 2-0'd Micro Machine in the
oh yeah, he did.
US Champ tournament, yeah. So he's adding new strategies. He used to always be like a macro bot, but I noticed he has like a Nidus Worm attack now, and obviously he did the pro Roach play versus...
yeah, but that Roach play was just crazy.
Oh, look at that Liberator position. Just perfect. He'll hit every single thing.
Yeah.
While staying outside of the spore range.
Yeah. So yeah, eventually Gensi does start to break through.
Gensi's TDZ.
Yeah. That's crazy. Especially with the way he micros his Marines as well. It's pretty good. Just by sending them out of range.
Yeah, he has like this Marine harass he uses now where he'll just kind of stim right into a mineral line and individually focus fire down every single worker.
Yeah.
So he like suicides like 12 Marines, but he killed the entire worker line, so it's totally worth
Yeah,
it.
totally worth it. Yeah. So eventually we do see him push out with everything. So good. Yeah, that's one thing bots can do is like focus fire down, so you don't overkill a lot, which I think a lot of people sometimes miss. But yeah, so I
Whenever I
think
play Spiny, he makes lots of Ravagers. Why I didn't do that this game. So Ravagers can be a pretty good counter to the Vibrator and even the
yeah,
Siege Tank.
yeah, definitely. Marines are generally not so strong against though. Is the problem.
Yeah. You just dive in, drop your, what are they called, biles, and then jump out again.
Yeah. So there we have it, guys. Anyway, let's go back into another one of the stream replays. So I think next up is Strelok versus Spiny.
Straylook versus Spiny.
Yeah. Give me a shout when that's ready to go. Yeah. So I don't think Strelok's updated this tournament either, but he's generally a pretty strong bot. He was pretty strong in the last tournament, and obviously has finished quite way up in this one. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to go when you are.
Cool. Just stick the on. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Cool. So down here in the bottom right, it is Strelok, and Spiny, our nice third player, is up in the top left. But yeah, his in the ES Championship or ES Champ tournaments, he basically pulled out like the roach strategy, where he basically just kind of like pulled out a bunch of roaches and then burrowed them where the opponent doesn't have detection, which was really strong.
Yeah, I feel like that was probably built specifically to beat Micro Machine because
Yeah,
it handles the Cyclone lock on so well. You get
yeah,
locked onto, you burrow, you break the lock, and then
yeah,
you can regenerate back to full because roaches regenerate hit points so quickly when they're burrowed.
yeah. Uh, it's probably one of those one-time things as well. I think Micro Machine might have some tactics against that now. So
Yeah, I think maybe the day after the tournament, Micro Machine had it handled. I know he was working
yes,
on coding for scans
yeah,
against Bro Roach.
um, yeah. Let's see what he does here.
But we're not seeing that out of Spiny here. We do see a hatch first into spawning pool. No early gas.
Yeah, and Strelok is known for well, he's known for doing both actually. He can put some really fast early tactics on and can also play a macro game. So a bit of everything.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think I've seen any of his other games, but against me, I haven't seen anything but Cyclones. He loves the Cyclones versus me.
yeah, yeah,
Cyclone is one of those units that's I think it's right out there with the Tempest, with maybe the most overpowered units in the hands of a bot.
yeah,
Just because
definitely.
with perfect kiting, it just makes them so powerful.
So
Um,
I think with Tempests, like they're quite easy to counter though with either Vikings if you're Terran or Corruptors if you're Zerg.
oh, let me tell you, it's not as easy as you think. I've been putting a lot of work into getting Vikings to beat Tempest, and
Yeah,
the problem is the decision of when to dive, right? Because if you dive in on the Tempest and you just get slaughtered by a bunch of stalkers and lose
yeah,
all your Vikings, then it doesn't turn out very well. And if
yeah,
you wait too long, the Tempest just walk through everything, and you're keeping your Vikings out of range.
yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah, I think
um,
like in PvP matchups, certainly Tempests are a lot stronger though. But
yeah, I mean, GenziBot is definitely proven that Vikings can slaughter Tempest.
yeah,
He's figured it out really well.
yeah, it's basically getting the right number of Vikings and then just diving in. But,
Yeah,
so
and maybe the right support units is what matters the most as well. You know,
yeah,
if he's just pure Stalker Tempest, then if you got Marauders, for instance, then all of a sudden you
yeah,
got a unit that counters the Stalkers, and then you got the Vikings to deal with the Tempest or something.
yeah. Cyclones can be good as well if you get them close enough.
Yeah, I mean, definitely in small numbers, Cyclones are really good versus capital ships, but once the numbers get larger, the Cyclones just kind of die before they can lock on and get out of range again.
Yeah.
So later in the game, they don't really work so well.
So I've
This is a
noticed,
BC rush, it looks like. We got an
yeah,
early fusion core at least.
I've noticed he hasn't got an expansion yet, so it's obviously a rush of some sort.
Yeah, Audi only has 5 in gas though if he's going for battle cruisers.
Yeah,
Normally, even 6 in gas isn't enough to support a BC rush, which is, well, I think 2-base BC is probably the better strategy.
yeah.
But let's see how this goes here.
So it looks like he's pouring out more Hellions at the moment. And I don't know what those Hellions are doing, but like, I mean, are they just kind of like just driving around the base for fun, like adding to global warming? Maybe someone should tell them.
Yeah. But I mean, if you just kind of like patrol them around your base, you don't have to worry about drop defense, I guess.
Yeah.
You already got the response right there. Oh, I see what is happening. He was pulling SCVs off as gas to build his depots.
Okay.
Yeah. You gotta be careful with that. You gotta make sure to always pull a mineral mining SCV to build
Yeah.
structures.
Yeah, I've had problems with that in the past as well.
That's cool. When
Yeah.
when he wants to build an add-on for a factory and there's no space, he'll float it to somewhere where he can put an
Yeah,
add-on.
I've noticed that's pulled up a lot of bot authors as well. Just finding the right place for that.
Yeah, I didn't even bother trying. I'm just like, screw it. I'm gonna hard code every location in my main base.
Oh, really?
Because when you're
Yeah.
trying to fit 40 structures in your main base and have it so it doesn't block pathing, I mean,
Yeah, it's difficult.
yeah,
Like I've noticed that was a big problem with a lot of my early bots that they just like build structures within the mineral line, and I'd end up having like a maximum of like 2 workers could mine from something. But so
right.
battle cruiser and Hellions coming
Yeah,
over.
BC #1 is out. Unfortunately, he's already versus a 3-base saturated Zerg player, so
Yeah. Well, if he wants to get anything done, he's got to do it now.
yeah. And he's got to get more than just like killing a handful of workers done.
Yeah.
He's got to do a lot of work with this
He's got to
BC.
do pretty much lethal damage right here. But barbecuing those probes is helpful, but probably not. But Smiley does actually technically have a bigger army at the moment. Those queens can probably deal with the Hellions quite easily.
Yeah, only 4 worker kills.
And this battle cruiser is just wasting time on the overlords. That's not what he wants to kill.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of too late already for a BC rush, so I kind of prefer what he's doing now, I guess. Saving the teleport to keep your BC alive and just kind of walking across the map.
He's got an easy take on this 4th base if he sees it as well. See the 2nd BC out now. Looks like he's getting expansions, so things are looking a little bit more stable now.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely ahead on units lost, 500. But the fact that he's been down 2 bases for the majority of this game, it's gonna...
Yeah. 2 bases and 40 workers. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Queenie.
I like how he pulls the Hellions back to repair them. He's got pretty good micro on his Hellions. Does he use the Sharpie framework? Kind of looks like
I'm not sure actually. Maybe someone can tell us in chat. But yeah, I'm not entirely certain.
Yeah, but you can see how he always stops to attack with the Hellions, and when you're doing 9 creep, even without the Kagamani surround, the Zerglings will still walk right over you.
Yeah.
5 queens is not going to be able to kill these battle cruisers, so if the BCs stay there, you can kill every last queen.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's getting a few workers at least.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a good attack.
Yeah.
He's up 1,500 now on units lost. He's killed a good amount of workers, killed some queens.
But he's still dealing with now a 5-base Zerg.
Yeah, I would say it's more like a 3-base Zerg, right? Because all the drones that tried to transfer to the 9 o'clock mostly died.
Yeah.
The 5th base isn't really set up yet. So he's really only kind of down 1 base economy at the moment. So he's not out of this yet.
Not too bad. still loads of Zerglings getting barbecued, and those queens can probably do a bit of damage to the battlecruiser.
What's the BC count up to, anyways? 2. He stopped at 2.
So yeah, only 2 at the moment.
Yeah, he did stop. He's making Vikings in.
And I wonder why he's making the Vikings. There doesn't seem to be a lot of air units out so far for the Zerg.
Yeah, I mean, you think of BCs classically as this endgame capital ship, but with the patch changes that have happened recently, it's more of actually like an early game harass unit.
Yeah, when they
You get a lot of damage done early, but once things like Corruptors hit the board, the BCs become pretty useless.
Yeah. I don't know, what was it when they changed it so BCs could actually move while shooting? That wasn't too long ago, was it?
No, it was like maybe a year ago or so.
Yeah. So I think that made a big difference to them as a big buff.
Yeah, they removed it. They made the A damage worse. They made the Yamato damage worse. But the moving shot was a huge factor, and the teleport even.
Yeah.
Both of those kind of made it more of a harass role.
But they have changed it recently, so there is some vulnerability before you teleport.
Yes. Are we on that version though? I don't think we're on that version of Starcraft.
Yes. Yes, we are, I think. This is 4.11. So.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see when it teleports.
Yeah.
Because that's very recent, that change.
I thought that was. So we are on the latest live version.
Oh, okay. Then we have it then.
Yeah. Oh, those Hellions getting taken out now. And Spiny does actually have quite a big army advantage here. So I think if he attacks now, Strelok is going to be in a lot of trouble.
It's looking that way. Strelok is finally setting up a third base. Off creep, the Hellions can do pretty well versus the Lingbane.
Well, if they catch
Vikings picking up Overlords here and there.
So it takes out one of the Hellions, but those Banelings just can't catch them.
Yeah, the one thing Strelok definitely has going for him is the Hellions is good versus Lingbane.
Yeah.
Especially with BC is like pitching in with some DPS here and there.
So there's a few Corruptors out to deal with the battleships now, but I think the battleship harass is pretty much over. We still have a couple of ships on the battleground though, so...
Actually, the original 2 BCs are still alive and kicking.
Unkillable.
Yeah.
Until these Corruptors get on top of them. But see if he tries to...
Actually, I don't think I've seen them teleport once.
No.
Maybe they don't even have that logic.
It's entirely possible.
You. That's too important not to have.
Yeah. So I think the other one was actually caught while trying to Yamato, so that's possibly why it didn't jump away.
Yeah, it depends on the threshold too, right?
Yeah.
You set it to teleport away at 50 hit points, but you take 80 hit points in a split second of damage.
Yeah, that can always be a thing. So yeah, these Corruptors are really winning the game at the moment for Spiny.
Definitely, Vikings are stronger versus Corruptors in the hands of bots with that perfect micro.
Yep.
So it's not so one-sided. Usually Corruptors just kind of walk over Vikings. Not so much with bots.
Yeah, it's still pretty even trade though. Let's see if this battleship is going down. Oh, it's used its Yamato again on low health. So yeah, you can't teleport away while you have your Yamato up.
And this is where that larger economy is just overwhelming here. Spiny is never dropping below max supply.
That's crazy.
Okay, this uses Yamato. Let's see if he jumps. Oh, can you jump in your fungal? I don't even know.
I think
okay,
he died too. He died too quickly, yeah. Alright. So, I think...
nothing to kill roaches either in this competition.
No. It's looking pretty bad here now for Strelok. So yeah, still got a bunch of those Vikings there, but I think that's all that he's got, apart from the Hellions. So I might just fast forward this, call it game.
Yeah, definitely an economy victory there for Spiny
Yeah,
this time.
I mean, so
I
many
think,
bases. He's got like, what is it,
I
8
think
bases I count there?
I think Strelick either needs to commit to a much faster BC attack, or he needs to expand. If
Yeah,
you can't stay on one base that long. One or the other, go for the kill, or try to keep pace economically.
yeah, definitely. So wait, that last battle cruiser just go down there? So I thought that had already been destroyed, but obviously not.
I think he tries to stay at 2. Oh, okay, he
Yeah,
does warp away. And it actually does say that. I guess we're fast forwarding
yeah. So we just need to try and find this other base over here. Is he going to do that? Yes, he is. That's good.
Yeah, you're right. There is a cooldown on the PCs.
Yeah.
Board now.
So there we have it. Spiny takes the win. That's 2 wins from today already. So doing pretty well.
Yeah, Spiny is. I think it's safe to say is the #1 Zerg bot. Although you got some perfect split. The bot I don't know anything about because it's
Yeah.
not an AI arena. It looks pretty strong too.
Yeah, Perfect Split is pretty strong, but it's suffered from not having as many updates as a lot of the other bots. So,
I see.
but yeah,
But other than that bot, which I don't know about, I'm pretty confident to say the Spiny is the strongest Zerg.
yeah. So let's have a look at Spiny versus additional pylons. So our next replay up. So yeah, I mean, let's see how he deals with the additional pylons. Additional pylons does like to put out a lot of tempests. Give me a shout when you're ready to go. Cool.
Yep, I'm in. I'm ready to go.
Cool. Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so additional pylons are a Protoss bot up here in the top right, and down bottom left is Spiny. But yeah,
it's an interesting map. It's kind of like there's 2 entrances to the natural almost.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how many bots have any sort of logic to deal with that little small entrance on the side.
Yeah, it's something that does throw off a lot of people, especially on the main ladder. Like, the amount of times that I've tried to set up a wall at my natural and set it entirely the wrong place on this map is insane.
Yeah. Same with me. I try to like put a bunker in the front, so then they just kind of
Yeah.
come in that side entrance. Like, oh, okay.
But yeah, it's so yeah, additional pylons is a bot that hasn't had a lot of updates recently, but is still like it still managed to maintain a very high level, which tells you how good a bot it was when it was last updated.
Yeah. So it looks like we got another hatch first out of Spiny. So going for the macro game. Meanwhile, additional pylons, kind of tough to say at the moment. He did take a gas, but he hasn't started mining from it. So I'm not sure what that's about.
Yeah,
And the
he
Nexus.
probably will soon. He's got one worker on there. Maybe that's planned.
Maybe a response to seeing the hatch first.
Yeah.
Sees the hatch first, decides not to populate his gas, and instead get maximum mineral intake so he can expand himself.
Yeah, he's got his gas now though, so maybe that was just a plan to get that extra few bit of minerals early.
Okay, pool coming close to completion, but no gas taken from Spiny. So I'm guessing we're probably going to see an early third base as well. He's got 500 minerals floated at the moment.
Yeah, I think we see exactly that drone coming over here. I mean, that's a very, very greedy opening. Could be easily punished, I'm guessing, but not this time.
Yeah. Again, it might have been a response. That maybe why he waited so long to build the third. He wanted to check to see if there was a Nexus first, and then as soon as he sees the Nexus, he takes the third base.
Yeah,
Could have been something like that.
entirely possible.
Yeah, so I think a
So,
nice little edge for Spiny in the early game, at least. Looks like his
yeah.
worker count is already up by 3, and that's even before the queens start injecting. So,
Like you always say, you need to be at least one base ahead of Zerg, so yeah, certainly not massively ahead, but possibly by a little bit.
yeah, I think at least in the early game,
Yeah,
Protoss and Zerg should have equal economy because injects take a while to kind of kick in, whereas Protoss has the chrono boost.
yeah,
So I think Protoss is typically supposed to be ahead on worker count, at least for the first 3 minutes or so.
yeah. Although I don't think it's generally a good idea to use your chrono boost to boost out workers that early because you need them for obviously getting the gateway and getting an early stalker generally.
It
Plus,
depends. I
yeah,
mean, it depends if you need that early stalker. It depends if you need the early warp gate.
yeah,
If you don't, it's always better to just make your economy stronger, as that will have more implications later in the game.
yeah,
But yeah, it all depends on what your game plan is or what you're scouting.
yeah. So this poor Zergling gets massacred at additional pylons base.
Sending out that hallucinated phoenix, and he looks like he'll get the information he's looking for. Although there's not much to see here unless he sees a third. He will see a roach warren.
Yeah, so that's probably what he's looking for right there.
Oh no, it's not. You don't want
Oh,
to
it's not
micro
going in.
Just dive it straight in.
Yeah, what are you saving it for exactly? It's not exactly your late game unit there. Oh, it's going to get in now.
Okay, you'll see a roach warren.
Yeah.
That's something, I guess.
Oh. So it does look like Spiny's got a little bit of a worker lead.
Yeah, and 3 queens to inject now, so
Yeah,
that worker lead could explode ahead depending on what he does to the larva.
I think he's building some roaches though. Possibly we're going to see his famous roach tactic. I don't know.
Oh, the burrow?
But yeah, the burrow tactics.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he used that against Protoss. I don't
Yeah,
imagine it would be very strong, especially once observers are out.
yeah, observers. There are a few observers on the map for additional pylons now. He's going into blink, so photon cannon in the mineral line. It's always a good idea.
I think I've seen Spiny have issues with late game versus Protoss. I think Tier was able to take him out in some macro games, if I
Yeah,
recall correctly. It's interesting with his Zergling there. He's going to misplace his Nexus. That's not good. That's going to cut the worker intake by like
oh,
half.
God, yeah, I see what you mean. That's that's not the best place for it.
That's good logic to have to build a structure somewhere else if it's being blocked, but the Nexus should be the exception. That's the one
Yes,
structure you always want. You don't even want that off by one cell because it makes such a huge difference on your economy.
yeah. It's that time when you're playing on ladder and then you look down and you see your Nexus is off by like just a little tiny bit. It's like, oh God. And you've got to make that decision. Here. Oh yeah. As it looks like Spiny has enough to hold this though.
Yeah, I mean, it basically traded Zerglings for Zealots, and then he gets to take an Immortal at the end, so I call that a win for Spiny.
It's definitely
Especially
a trade
since he's got a bit of an economy lead here.
Yeah.
Well, with that Nexus placement, he's got a huge economy lead. Because he's never going to be on proper 3 base saturation.
That's a mile off there. That's not just one square, that's like 2 squares at least.
Yeah. Another issue I had was the built-in query with the Java API, which gives you the location of bases, is completely broken. So like 30% of the time, it puts it off by a cell or two.
I'm surprised it didn't just let that Zergling kill the base there and go, I don't want that one anyway. But...
yeah, you'd be doing him a favor by killing that Nexus almost. I mean, it's not bad for mining gas. You put just one extra worker in gas, and you got full gas saturation.
But for
But for the
minerals,
minerals, it's
yeah,
terrible. Also, there probably is no logic to go 4 on gas.
no.
This is not
I
a
mean,
scenario that people code for.
it's not a scenario you see very often at all. This hallucinated phoenix just about diving in, but
Yeah.
hey, don't tickle me! Don't tickle me with your thing that does nothing.
Hallucinations can be one of those tougher units to identify, because unless you
Yeah,
can detect them, there's nothing in the API that distinguishes them from real units. So unless
yeah,
you're checking the damage it's doing, or the damage done to it, it's hard to know whether you're facing hallucinations or not.
yeah.
I mean, there's lots of room there for the stalkers to fight around the Nexus, so there's one advantage, I guess.
Every cloud has a silver lining. Cloud has a silver lining, right? So one thing I'm noticing is a lot of Spiney's overlords are going down. It's not blocking him at the moment, but I'm wondering if that might be a tactic. We
Yeah,
see,
this could be a really tough location to fight for Spiny. Go into that little crevice.
Oh, that's not looking good for him. Those immortals,
really bad.
Yeah, those immortals just have a nice, surface area there.
Yeah, this is completely game changing.
Wow.
I think it was Spiney's game, and just this engagement alone, I think he's lost now.
But now he's forcing additional pylons to come up there a bit. No,
look at that concave. It's like 12 units being able to fire against 2 the entire time. Yikes.
It's never good. But yeah, it's very difficult to fight down that ramp there, and Spiny looks like he's doing that.
That weird ramp on this map. What is this map? World of Sleepers or something? I can't remember which one this is. But,
yeah.
Rip.
Oh. Yeah, a lot of people actually vetoed Ben, but obviously Spiny did not.
Oh, his nephew does.
Yeah, so we allowed each of the veto one map.
Yeah, I mean, if he had his army on the low ground there, that's definitely a fight he could win. He had a much larger supply. I mean, he was going up against Immortals, so he might not have won, but it would have at least killed the army. We're broken even.
Yeah, some nice piles on there would certainly won the fight for him. But now it looks like additional pylons is just going to come in and take this. So down to just 13 workers and 4 army supply for Spiny.
I feel so bad for Spiny. This game was like going so well, and the span of 10 seconds, like over.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna fast forward this now. It looks like this one's over, guys. GG, but just that one fight that additional pylons won, and that's it. That just shows you how fast Starcraft 2 can change.
Yeah, positioning is one of the biggest impacts of a fight.
Yeah.
Something maybe us bot authors should take into account a little more.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And kind of feel bad for Spiny there. But that's the way it goes. Yeah, so I think what's up next?
2 spines doing it all.
Yeah. So yeah, I think next up I'll show you a couple of the highlights of a couple of the other games, if you don't mind. First up, Tier against Spiny. Yeah, so this game Tier sends out a couple of adepts, which takes out a few of the workers. They do eventually get cleared up, I think, but not before shading into the main base. There's something else.
That could be a strong opener. You make 2 adepts as quickly as possible, and then micro them together, so you focus fire down drones.
Yeah.
Those 2 adepts can one-shot a drone. Yeah. If you get like 3 drones, is worthwhile, and maybe you can get 9 or 10, and basically put yourself so far ahead.
That's certainly a tactic that would be well worth using.
Zoe versus 3 Colossus.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah. So it doesn't look like Spiny can really take out these Immortals. And it's something I don't think the Biles are that strong in bot games at the moment, just simply because everyone's got good enough micro to get around them.
Yeah. Unless you're using them against like static stuff, like spines, siege tanks, liberators.
Yeah, those sorts of
Then
things.
you don't have to worry about them dodging.
So yeah, eventually I think Tia does come up and take this, so another win for Tia there. I should really fast forward it at this point, but yeah. So Spiny did manage to get a Broodlord out. Broodlord's normally pretty strong, but not in this game. So
Yep, Broodlords are the answer to robotics-based armies, so...
yeah.
Of course, you gotta deal with the Tempest, which is terrible against, but Tempest got a lot of bonus damage, but if they're just going to Mortals...
Yeah, but if you can get some
way to
protection for the Broodlords, like some Corruptors and that kind of thing, then you can take out the Tempest with the Corruptors and just use the Broodlords to take out everything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tia versus Kagami. Kagami, it's pretty much Tia just gets lots of Archons and yeah, everything that Kagami can produce pretty much loses to Archons, unfortunately.
Yeah, somehow ended up being 3-base on 3-base, so it looks like Tia just got ahead economically somehow this game.
Yeah.
And then showed what a large economy can do when your army is like twice the value. They just ran over that.
So yeah, looks like another win there for Tia. Just taking out all the workers. Those poor drones.
The Valid Archon. Been strong since the beginning of Broodlord.
Yeah.
Always good combination.
Such a strong army comp.
Spent your money very well too, right? If you get your floating gas, make more Archons. Floating minerals, make more Zealots. Very easy to keep all your money spent.
Yeah, it's a big problem with how much gas the Archons cost though. So, and finally for this round, Junsibot up against additional pylons.
Wow. This might be one of those cases where you see the how to
the
deal with Tempest with Vikings.
So additional pylons does get a fair number of stuff.
I notice how the Vikings aren't even on the screen until he's ready to go. He keeps them back until he feels like he has the right number, and then he just starts stutter stepping them forward. Here they come.
There's a huge bunch of Stalkers there as well.
That's how he ignored the Colossus, and then he just dives in on the... Oh yeah, but he lost the ground fight, so he's gotta get out there. So I'm probably a little bit behind you here.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, it looks like Jensi lost the original fight and then just kind of couldn't really stabilize. So it ends up being quite a nice fight there for additional pylons. And we will take another victory here by the looks of things. It's been a very, very good day for additional pylons so far.
Sucker Tempest versus Terran. Like in theory, it shouldn't be that strong, but it's one of those like really simple decisions for a human that's really hard for a bot to make. Like when to dive in with the Vikings, and when it's suicide to do so.
Yeah, you just need to have a feeling for it, really.
How do you code a feeling? I'll learn that one.
Yeah, people have been trying. So yeah, additional pylons there with rather awesome display.
He's had a good round here, right?
Yeah, he's only beaten by Tia so far, I think. So let's take a quick look at Strelok versus Kagami. Give me a shout when you got that ready to go.
Sorry, should I have that loaded up already?
That's all right.
Okay. Backing up. Okay, ready to go.
Cool. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so Strelok down here in the bottom right, up against Kagami. See how his so Strelok again likes to produce a lot of Hellions, and obviously Kagamine likes to go with his Zerglings. Let's see if he can get a lot more success this time.
Yeah, I think we might see a little bit of difference here between the Zerglings versus Hellions that we have with GenZbot. Because I feel like Strelok is using the Sharpie framework. At least it kind of appears that way to me. So I think the Hellions will always stop to fire when they can, which means Kagame should be able to get the surround on them.
Yeah, I think he is as well. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm not sure if anything I said is true, but I feel like
I think
that's how it'll probably work with the Sharpie framework. We'll see if this is Sharpie.
But obviously, there's a chance that Strelok does something other than Hellions. Which
that's true.
I know he has a bunch of different builds. As this SCV likes, like he's the Pied Piper of drones.
Oh, what's going on in Strelok space here?
Oh, that's
3 barracks. We're seeing an all-in coming.
Oh,
like, why are there so many structures so early in the mini-map?
Yeah, it doesn't look like that Hellion. It might be something a bit more aggressive. Let's see if Kagamine is going to catch it. I don't know if he can see the other barracks, though. Yes, he can, just about. So
he did see all 3. Okay, good. This always bothers me. Every Marine Rush bot I see makes the mistake of not getting the orbital. The orbital is so key to a Marine Rush, because after the first mule, it pays for itself and then some, and then the mules afterwards can keep the funding going. But it's only a 3 racks, so this isn't going to spend through all of its... Okay, there's the 4th. Never mind. I take it back.
Just a bit of a delayed one.
Kagamini's taking a 3rd.
Oh, that's probably the wrong decision.
Yeah. I thought this is one of the things Kagamini was good at. Like, one of the very first bot games I ever saw was Kagamini getting all-ins, and like he scouted it and then he built a bunch of spines at his front. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's some smart logic. But here it looks like he's trying for a 3rd base.
I'm not sure. He hasn't started it yet, so...
Yeah, he's got the money for it. What's he doing?
He might have had second thoughts on that one.
Speed, queen.
Yeah.
2nd queen.
Yeah, he'd need to get that Zergling speed up. But obviously taking out that Marine does help.
Yeah, that's... When you're facing a build like this, killing 1 Marine for free is actually pretty massive.
Yeah.
He's doing his Hellion defense. He's not pushing up with the Marines yet.
Where is all his Marines? There's a few there.
They're just patrolling his base, is what he's doing.
Yeah. I get the feeling he should have more, but...
Well, it takes a while because he's building these barracks one at a time.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're doing this 1-base Marine cheats, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Like, his window of opportunity is closing very quickly.
The 3rd base is getting up, though.
He also didn't fully saturate his minerals. You gotta get the 16 workers to support this. Yeah. Okay, here he goes. Okay. This can't work. This is not too late, I don't think.
No, he's going for it now.
So we're going to get a peek at the worker count.
Yeah,
let's see what's on the
33.
production tab for Kagamini here. Nope, still making drones. Oh boy.
This is not looking so good for Kagamini now. But the one thing I would have to say is Strelok does have to do pretty much critical damage with this push. Because there isn't a lot behind it if he doesn't.
Oh, that's 6 more drones for Kagamini. Poor Kagamini. I think he's going to get overrun here.
Yeah. It's not looking so good for him.
And you can support non-stop production from 5 barracks, so... Yeah. Strelok, it looks like he's going to push for victory here. And I don't see anything to slow it down. We do have 12 Zerglings and 2 queens on the way, so...
It's possible he might get a few
Maybe
out,
if he gets hung up on the 3rd base, there'll be time, as long as he doesn't rally in the Zerglings to their death. Okay, he's rallying in Zerglings to their death.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it looks like a very quick win here for Strelok at the moment. See the natural going down, possibly.
Yep. Use that layer upgrade.
He needs these queens here to actually be heroes for him, but I don't think they are going to be. Oh. So yeah.
Yeah, not much to say here. This is one dead insect.
Yeah. Sorry, Kagamine, but looks like you're going to go down. Right, I might just put this one on a little bit faster. So yeah, Strelok with a bit of a cheese. Shows that he does have multiple builds, and it shows that he's got some very, very powerful ones as well. Yeah, he does have a
I
few.
think if anyone's starting to make a bot, just doing like a tier 1 rush bot is the way to go to start off.
Yeah, it can be pretty powerful, catching people out and give you a good base.
It's a good way to learn, and then it's satisfying too because you actually make a bot that can go and kill stuff
Yeah,
rather than getting hung up on all the details.
yeah. So there we have it. A nice win there for Strelok. That's his first of the group, I think. So yeah, not too bad. Right, let's have a look at the last streamed replay we've got today, which is Gensibot up against Tier.
Genzi versus Tier.
So this is a battle of two very, very high-level bots. Gensibot was obviously second on the ladder behind Micro Machine, and Tier obviously was winner of the ES Champ tournament. So he's pretty riding a pretty high wave at the moment. Give me a shout when you're ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go.
Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, see you with his usual good luck, have fun. And oh, we're going to see it. Oh, now, can Jency deal with this? I'm not entirely certain. How's your worker rush defense, Jency? That's a lot of probes. Although, interestingly enough, Tier does leave 3 of his drones probes at home for this, so it's not like a complete all-in, but, you know, it's pretty
Yeah, so
powerful.
I think there's a metagame to this where Genzi used to counterattack by going across the map and lifting his command center and win that way.
Yeah.
So Tier coded in this idea of, okay, when you do that, I'm just going to teleport back home again.
Oh, it looks like that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, and now we get to see if Tier has coded a stage 3 to this.
Yeah.
Whether he has a response to the teleport.
Oh. So, oh, there we go. He's
There's a teleport.
recalling.
Okay, so the workers he does have at home are going back to work. Let's see what he does with these SCVs.
Gensibot is just doing the counter push here. See if this works. So it's going to be 15 workers against 15 workers.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to not win this, but if he retreats his SCVs back home or something, as they're getting low, then he could macro out of this.
It doesn't look. It looks like his workers are just going down.
Yeah, so this looks like what happened the previous time.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, the worker count right now is going to be 16 against 4, and one of them is idle for Genzi.
Oh, this is not looking good for Gensibot.
No.
He does have the barracks on the way, but
I think with that idle worker, he must still be stuck in his special case code of I'm being probe rushed. Doesn't really flip back to his classic.
Yeah. Although generally speaking, like in terms of human probe rushers, the SCVs are more powerful because they would have like 5 more hit points. But obviously, the problem there is that the Protoss probes can just regenerate their shields as well.
Yeah, in an A move, probes lose to both drones and SCVs because they die one shot quicker. But in the hands of a bot, like I'll take 10 probes over 40 SCVs any day, as long as they have enough retreat space, because they can just constantly keep regenerating those shields.
I'm not sure about drones though. I think drones and probes are generally about even.
Well, drones have 40 hit points, but they immediately regenerate 1 hit point as soon as they get attacked, which means they still take 9 shots to kill instead of 8.
Yeah.
because it's
That
5
makes
damage per
sense.
shot from a worker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So probes are weaker in total, but because of the dynamic of shields, they have their benefit that way.
Yeah.
Uh,
So it doesn't look like Jency is building any more workers, unfortunately, but he is getting a Reaper out. Oh, he's got another Reaper out as well. So basically, can this Reaper win the game for him?
Well, he's got about 10 seconds to kill all the probes because that Stalker is about to come out.
Yeah.
Instead, he's going to kill some shields on the pylon.
Yeah, if he could get into the probe line pretty quickly, then he might have a chance, but not now this Stalker's there. Yeah,
and he is still stuck in his probe defense code. He's not making workers. He's not, like... It's these 3 workers to win the game, basically.
Yeah. He's got another... oh, why this pylon? What did this pylon do to you in a previous life?
I think we should make a snap rule decision right here that if that pylon goes down, Gen Z wins the game.
Yeah, I'm down with that. So
because it's the only way we're going to add any sort of
yeah.
drama to this game at this point.
I think so. Come on, Jency, you can do it. One more Reaper. Here it comes.
Okay, it's got to dodge these stalkers. And when they least expect it, boom, you jump on that pylon.
I think that's okay. He's going to just jump down here, get past the stalkers this way.
Now, the pylon has begun regenerating those shields. It's up to 66 and counting, so that Reaper's got to get there quickly.
Will it do it? It's taken the fast route.
Hopefully, he won't get distracted by the starport.
There it goes. You're onto
it.
How fast can you do it? Your depot is getting taken down.
So Tyr's in a rough spot. There's no way he's going to be able to win this base trade before that pylon goes down. But he does have a reinforcement stalker.
There we go. A poor Reaper gets taken out by the stalker.
Well, 100 hit points from losing that one, yeah.
Yeah, I think at this point I'm going to call it and hit the fast forward button.
Oh, he did get an orbital off of 3 workers.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm down to the 2 workers now.
So even though you reset the opponent IDs, Tyr knew somehow to use the Pro Brush versus Gen Z bots. So.
Yeah, but, I think it might just be...
what the logic is there.
I think it might be race specific, I'm not sure. Tyr is in chat, so maybe you can enlighten us on that.
I've never faced it versus Tyr. That's too bad.
Yeah.
So maybe it's, who knows? Maybe that's what he starts with, and then if it doesn't work, he'll move on to something else.
Possibly. Right, anyway, we have 3 more games to catch up with. I'll just put those on the replay stream. First one up would be Strelok versus Additional Pylons. Strelok comes up with his Marine Rush again. Unfortunately, it looks like it doesn't quite work this time.
It's too bad. I wanted to see how Cyclones would work versus the
maybe he'll use it
gateway sort of army.
Yeah.
Strelok would probably be the one bot that would try out the Cyclone there. Yeah, so he gets all the workers. This doctors and Mortal just kind of kite this forever.
Yeah, I think even with taking out all those workers at the natural additional pylons, there still has a worker lead and still has the natural base up. So he just needs to
shield regen. You can outrange the Marines.
Yeah,
this feels like a really simple victory when you got a bot fighting.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you send those Marines in one at a time. If you've got a big bunch of them, then it's certainly possible you can do some damage.
You can Marine Rush or Botas, but I think the bunker has to be involved. You gotta get up the bunker at size and that's
yeah.
Kill an act and then take a lead.
So yeah, unfortunately with this build, Strelok never expands. So, yeah.
Well, that's probably the way to do it, right? If you commit to 5 barracks in the early game, you're probably not going to be able to transition over that.
There's not a lot of transition there.
Well, we did build a missile turret for some reason. So.
Well, they're not that good against Tempests.
Also missile turret.
Yeah. So eventually Additional Pylons does take the win there, which means a very, very good day for Additional Pylons.
Yeah.
So our second last game is Spiny versus Kagamine, and I think we see the Roach Micro here, um,
The Roach
which
Rush
is
is Zerg. Oh, that'll be interesting.
yeah,
Oh, and there's a defense Kagamini didn't do last game.
yeah.
No, game one base, you built a bunch of spines. Why did you do that against the bear?
He
Guess it
might
would
not
have
have
torn
scouted
apart
it
that Marine
properly.
Rush.
He
So
was very,
spines are pretty good versus roaches, but roaches that can regenerate hit points forever.
yeah.
It's gotta be
Eventually, you're
Steiny's
gonna take
game,
him
right?
down. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
no detection. Like, a lot of people don't know that, but roaches have a much higher health regen rate than the burrow.
it's crazy good.
So burrow roach rush is kind of like a reaper rush, you know, you get
Yeah.
the regenerating hit points.
Actually, can we call it a bro rush? Burrowed roach, bro rush, maybe? I don't know.
Burrow rush, I
Is
like
that,
it.
can we just
It's a
sort of
very
like
accurate description,
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
That's a good one.
We're claiming that name now. We've got Strelok's tactic is going to be called from that. Spiny's tactic is now going to be called from now on to the bro rush.
Spiny, we're going to be checking your source code on your next submission, and if that's not called the bro rush in your code, we're not going to allow
Yeah,
you into the
disqualified.
tournament.
Yeah.
You
That's
must
fine.
rename that class to bro rush.
Yeah. Yeah, so we see Strelok tries the Marine Rush tactic again, but gets his pathing wrong. Just stands outside.
Yeah, so like your units know when there's a wall, even if you can't see it.
Yeah.
So if the wall's closed, they'll try to find another way into the base. In that case, they try to just like slam into the side of the base.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
So Agency taking a nice win there against Strelok. Just about breaking through. So yeah, we'll eventually make it in.
I think if you want to set up a rush bot to A move the opponent's base, you should A move to the ramp and then shift A move to
Yeah.
the main base, just so they get to the ramp first before they
Cool.
screw up their pathing.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, a nice win there for Gentsi Bot. So yeah, that's all the games for tonight, guys.
What
Let's
was
take a look at the
let's see the
so
standings there.
let's take a look at the standings quickly. So we see Tier at the top with 5 wins. Additional Pylons in second place. Gentsi in third. Spiny in fourth. Strelok in fifth, and Kakawani without a win yet. So yeah, some surprises there. I didn't expect Additional Pylons to do that well, but he's obviously had a really, really good week and put himself in a great position to possibly advance, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of strong Protoss spots out there, and he's definitely one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Protoss. Yeah, this is their week in Group B there. Huh?
Yeah,
So what do these
definitely.
standings mean exactly? How does that kind of translate to the next round and whatnot?
The top 2 of each round will qualify, and obviously that's the semi-finals. So the first of Group A will play the second in Group B, and the first in Group B will play second in Group A. And then obviously there'll be a third place playoff and a final to crown our champion.
So is that the end of the group round? Or are those?
So
Is
no,
it tier and additional pylons going on, or is
there
there another?
is another round next week.
Okay,
So basically, it's double round robin. Bot authors will have the opportunity to change their bots, and
gotcha.
they can uh, they can submit updates up until Friday evening at midnight UTC. Raspa asks in chat if it's too late to change your map veto. No, it is not. You can change your map veto at any time, obviously before the games are played. So if you want to veto Zen, which seemed to be your Achilles heel there, which was terrible. But yeah, it's been a great fun week of games.
Genzi, when he teleports, just
Oh
go
yeah,
back home and macro. Just code that
yeah,
in.
yeah. No, that would be a lot better, to be honest. So yeah, we'll be back here next week, same time, both Saturday and Sunday, and we'll be showing the final round robin round, and from that point onwards, the bots will be finalised, and those same bots will go on to the semi-finals and finals. So Ketrock, thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, it
It's
was a lot of fun.
been a lot of fun having you on, and everyone else, thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you all next week. Catch you later.
See ya.